Hey guys, Professor Bill of Comic Book University and Sideways, issue number 3. So we have Sideways face to face with Killspeed, and she's like, "Dude, I'm so mad, and I'm taking everybody down, I'm killing everybody. Why don't you just lay down and die?" He's like, "Yeah, no." So how about we go outside and talk? She's like, "No, we're not going to do this outside. We're going to do this right here." Charges right after him. Rift. He teleports her outside. Now, the first time she teleports, first time anybody teleports, you feel like you're going to barf. I get it. I've seen plenty of Nightcrawler issues. So she gets thrown outside. And he follows her outside, and she's over there like about to throw up. He's like, "Okay, listen, let's have a nice, pleasant conversation." She's like, "Yeah, no, I'm getting out of here." So she, boom, disappears. So now he's got to do a bit of a power stunt and use his power in a way that he hasn't used it yet. He's going to open multiple miniature rifts, not big enough to go through, but big enough to peer through. So he's looking through all these rifts all around the city to see which way she's running. And then he's able to rift, and see where she stops off. So it's down by the pier, so he bloop, goes back over there, and she throws a bus at him. Now, one of the best parts of this comic book is that they don't know what the onomatopoeia would be for the sound of a bus hitting a rift. So they leave it up to us. So, like, use your imagination. So here it goes. That's mine. That's mine. You go for the spelling. I think it's more like BFTHHFT. So I love that. Like, I'm just a big kid. I love that part so much. So anyway, push comes to shove, and he has to use his powers in a couple different ways to try and stop her. Gets to the point where he's like, "You know what? I'm a kid, and she's a murderer." And she genuinely is a murderer. Like, as bad as the sob story was that she gave, she recognizes that he's a kid, and she's still going up and trying to, like, kill him. Like, the bus, she didn't realize he was a kid. Okay, fine, whatever. But after that, she's trying to choke him out and all that stuff. Nah, she's a bad person. All right. So anyway, I get the whole thing with the hospital, and that's horrible. That's horrible, and it's such a great social commentary on what actually happens in the States. I'm up here in Canada now. I haven't experienced that in the slightest. Sorry, guys. Be jealous if you want. But hey. You can come on up also. So anyway, the idea is that at one point he's like, "I'm done with this, dude. I'm out." So he just drifts out, but she's trying to, like, choke him at the same time. So he's like, "I gotta get out of here," and he just, and cuts it off. And when I say cut it off, oh no, I'm serious, because he's laying in the park and he's like, finally away. I'm just, you know what? She can deal with the police. The police can deal with her. I don't even care right now. I'm just a kid. And he turns over and he looks, and there's her severed arm from, like, here forward. Oh, man, that's so messed up. Oh, that's so messed up. So he was definitely not expecting that. I'm surprised he didn't start puking right there. So anyways, I've come to the conclusion. First off, really quick grade. B+ for this. This was great. There were, a couple little points here and there that are kind of weird. Plus the ending, I like where they're going with this. I'm digging that. I'm not a huge fan of the organization that they're mentioning. I'll give you a hint. It's the reason why I stopped reading Green Lantern this week. I have absolutely no interest in these people, these bad guys. But this, for crying out loud, I'm going to have to see how the first issue goes, because this actually does sound interesting, this aspect of it. So anyway, we also get an extra origin for him at the end that kind of sums things up, including his powers. I seem to have missed, or they didn't put it in, whichever one, I don't care, the idea that he has super strength. So they show him lifting a desk. That's cool. So I know that he's supposed to be a facsimile of Superman, of Spider-Man. They even give the whole thing like, "Oh, with great power comes a lot of baggage." I love that. That was great. I mean, if you're going to rip off a character, at least be blatant about it. At least be honest about it, right? So what do you call it? I was thinking to myself, it's part Spider-Man, it's part Nightcrawler. No, Nightcrawler's way too agile. And yes, Nightcrawler is just a little bit more agile than Spider-Man. Why? Because though they both have the same agility, the fact of the matter is that he is a trained acrobat and Peter Parker is not. Kurt Wagner grew up in a circus. So yes, he is just a little bit more skilled. He just doesn't have that spider sense to guide him. Either way, either way, he's a lot like Blink. All right, instead of Nightcrawler, he's a lot more like Blink because she's got that teleportation ability and she can do all sorts of crazy, wild things with that ability. So his rifting is sweet. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I have yet to really see him use the super strength except trying to stop himself from falling from a building, but hopefully they try to incorporate it. I'm digging the heck out of this. Right now, I can't decide if I like this or Silencer more, but let's just say the artwork is so much better in here. I know they're going to change artists, thank God, in the other book. But dude, Sideways, this is such a great comic book. I love it. All right, that's it for me. That's enough for me. Professor Bell, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.